You hit submit on the offer, and then everything goes quiet. No texts, no updates, no movement, just waiting. And that silence can feel heavy. But here's what most buyers don't realize. The real negotiation has already started. And by the time you see the counter, a lot of the leverage has already been decided. I'm John Rosick with eXp Realty here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And today I'm breaking down what actually happens after you submit an offer and what most buyers never see. Let me show you what's happening behind the scenes. Before we get into counters and escalation clauses, I want to walk you through what actually happens step by step after you hit submit, because most buyers only see the email updates. They don't see the conversations, they don't see the tone, they don't see the pressure points. And that's where negotiation really lives. So let's start with the very first thing that happens. Shortly after your offer is submitted, there's usually a phone call between agents. And it's not just, hey, did you get it? We're feeling each other out. I'm listening carefully. How do they sound? Are they relaxed? Are they rushed? Are they defensive? Are they confident? Tone tells you things that price doesn't. If a listing agent sounds calm and open, that often means there's flexibility somewhere. If they sound tight or short, that can signal pressure. And pressure can come from different places. Maybe the seller already bought another home. Maybe they need to close quickly. Maybe there are multiple offers. Maybe there aren't. You can't see it from the outside, but that first conversation starts revealing it. And here's the key. That conversation can shape how your offer is perceived before the seller even sits down to review it. If your offer feels clean and confident, it's treated differently. If it feels complicated or emotional, that shows up too. Negotiation isn't just about numbers, it's about certainty. When a counter does come back, most buyers read it as rejection. It's not rejection, it's information. If a seller truly didn't want to work with you, they wouldn't counter. They'd just move on. A counter means they're engaged. Now let's make this real. Let's say you offer $420,000. The seller counters at $428,000. A lot of buyers immediately think they're being greedy. But what if the seller already decided they need $425,000 to feel comfortable moving? That counter might not be about squeezing you. It might be about feeling secure. That's a completely different negotiation posture. If you react emotionally, you tighten the deal. If you respond strategically, you keep the momentum. And if you're negotiating emotionally, you've already lost leverage. Calm wins. Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked away from a negotiation and thought, I probably said too much there? Or maybe, I reacted instead of responding. That's leverage. If that's happened to you, you're not alone. Negotiation is emotional, unless you're prepared. Escalation clauses are powerful, but they shift leverage in ways buyers don't always think through. An escalation clause says, we'll beat another offer by X amount up to this ceiling. That can win you the house. But once you reveal your ceiling, you've shown your maximum comfort level. Sometimes that's perfectly fine, especially in competitive markets. But you should never write a ceiling number you're not comfortable landing on, because if you win at that number, you own it. Strong buyers know exactly what number they're comfortable with before they write it down. Reckless buyers hope it won't matter. Preparation beats optimism. Here's where I see buyers hurt themselves. They reveal too much emotion. They say, my clients love this house. This is their dream home. They'll do whatever it takes. That feels honest, but attachment shifts the leverage. I had a situation once where everything looked solid. Price made sense, inspection terms were clean, financing was strong, but one emotional reaction to a small repair request shifted the tone completely. Suddenly it wasn't about numbers, it felt personal. And once negotiation feels personal, things get harder. Negotiation isn't about being aggressive, it's about controlling certainty. The cleaner and calmer your structure feels, the more confident the seller feels saying yes. I've seen buyers win at a slightly lower price because their offer felt smoother, less drama, less risk, less complication. That's structure. There are moments to push, and there are moments to hold. If a seller is clearly motivated, you don't overpay out of fear. If a property has been sitting 40 days, you don't negotiate like there are 10 offers. Market timing matters. Leverage shifts week to week, sometimes day to day, and sometimes the strongest move is patience. Urgency doesn't mean panic. You can move quickly without moving emotionally. Now, most deals don't fall apart because of price. They fall apart because of ego, or fear, or miscommunication. Someone reacts instead of responding. Someone feels disrespected. Someone digs in. And what could have been solved with a calm conversation now becomes a standoff. The goal isn't to win the argument, it's to get to the closing table. That's the scoreboard, not proving a point. So you don't win negotiation by being loud. You win by being prepared, by understanding your numbers, your limits, your risk tolerance, the current market conditions. When you understand the levers inside an offer, you don't feel reactive, you feel in control, and control creates confidence. So, next week I'm breaking down how sellers actually evaluate multiple offers side by side, what makes one feel stronger than another, and why sometimes the highest price doesn't always win. If you're serious about buying in Milwaukee, follow the buyer roadmap playlist in order: budget, inspection, appraisal, offer strategy, and negotiation. That's how you move forward calmly. As always, I want to thank you guys for taking time to watch the video. And remember, whatever move you make next, make sure it's a smart one. See you next week.